they've just lost their mind. This is just a world where it has become, instead of Christianity, which they seemingly so many have abandoned, they've become in the almighty religion of climate change, everything in climate change.
President Biden's recent statements have sent shockwaves through the electric vehicle EV industry, reflecting a strong belief that EVs are the future. However, there seems to be a disconnect as major players like Ford and GM, initially enthusiastic about the EV race, are now pumping the brakes on production. This shift in momentum is attributed to the resistance observed among the general public, with many expressing a preference for traditional combustion engines over EVs. However, the Biden administration appears to be on a mission to transform American streets by gradually eliminating gas-powered cars and promoting the widespread adoption of EVs. But not just any EVs, American-made EVs. To gain a better understanding, let's break down these initiatives and explore what the administration is working on to ensure a realization of this goal. Join us as we unravel the intricacies of President Biden's groundbreaking initiatives in the realm of electric vehicles. We will also delve into the actions and proposals shaping the future of American streets. And with that said, let's get right into it. The Biden administration set an ambitious goal of achieving 50% electric vehicle EV sales among new vehicles by 2030. The Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, has further proposed even more stringent targets in its 2027 to 2032 vehicle emissions plan, aiming for 67% of new vehicles sold to be electric by 2032. However, this target has faced staunch criticism from the top US automotive trade group, the Alliance for Automotive Innovation. The group deemed the EPA's proposed rule as neither reasonable nor achievable within the specified timeframe. In a move to stimulate this transition, the Biden administration is gearing up to unveil new tax credit regulations, a move poised to reshape the electric vehicle EV landscape in the United States, but with a plot twist. In a significant overhaul last year, the US revised the $7,500 tax subsidy for new EV buyers. One noteworthy change stipulated that consumers cannot claim the credit if their vehicle incorporates battery materials from a foreign entity of concern, a provision inserted in the Inflation Reduction Act to encourage automakers to reduce dependence on prominent Chinese suppliers. The challenge facing the Biden administration lay in defining this somewhat ambiguous phrase. The forthcoming proposed rules, expected soon, are anticipated to shed light on how the term is interpreted, ultimately influencing the cost of numerous EVs for American consumers in the years ahead. The White House is optimistic that these updated tax credit rules will act as a catalyst for fostering domestic auto supply chains, strategically distancing the industry from China, a key player in clean energy technology and a geopolitical rival. However, a potential drawback emerges as excluding vehicle batteries with even minimal input from Chinese firms might result in limited, if any, EVs qualifying for the $7,500 credit. If wrongly played, this move could continue decelerating the transition away from traditional gasoline-powered cars. The application of these regulations to the use of parts from Chinese corporations in the supply chains of car manufacturers is anticipated to have a significant impact. The outcome will undoubtedly shape the landscape of the EV industry, making it crucial for stakeholders to monitor how these regulations unfold closely. The revising of the tax credit rule aligns with a noticeable slowdown in the demand for electric vehicles, prompting several automakers to reconsider their plans for EV investment. Although EV sales have experienced significant growth, the pace has tempered compared to the previous year. Notably, several automakers have been awaiting a more precise definition of the term foreign entity of concern before proceeding with their investment or licensing deals to develop EV batteries and acquire critical minerals. This cautious approach reflects the industry's keen interest in navigating the evolving regulatory landscape and making informed decisions based on the forthcoming guidelines. In a bold move earlier this year, Ford Motor ventured into the regulatory landscape by announcing the construction of a battery factory in Michigan. The plan involved licensing technology from contemporary Amperex Technology, CATL, a Chinese company renowned as the world's largest battery maker. However, Ford's agreement with CATL quickly became a focal point of political debate, with lawmakers urging the Biden administration to adopt a stringent definition of foreign entity of concern. Such a definition would potentially disqualify cars with batteries produced at the Michigan plant from the subsidy. Facing regulatory uncertainty, Ford temporarily halted the construction of the plant this fall. However, in a recent update, the automaker affirmed its commitment to the project while simultaneously scaling down the overall investment amount. But this is not the only issue facing the automaker and other automakers in general. You see, even after Ford and GM slowed down the transition and EV production goals to weather the regulatory changes, there are still other laws that force them to continue producing EVs. This is why a consortium of US auto dealers, collectively identifying as the EV voice of the customer, has appealed to the Biden administration to reconsider its ambitious electric vehicle EV targets. Their plea is grounded in concerns over what they perceive as a shortfall in consumer demand. In a recent letter, the group highlighted the current imbalance between production and demand, leading to a surplus of unsold electric vehicles sitting on dealership lots. The dealers emphasized that the actual demand for electric vehicles is struggling to match the influx of battery electric vehicles, BEVs, prompted by existing regulations. The stark reality, as articulated by the group, is that BEVs are accumulating on dealership lots, indicating a discrepancy between supply and consumer interest. While electric vehicle sales in the United States have experienced growth in 2023 and are projected to represent approximately 9% of all new passenger vehicles sold this year, as per the latest estimates from the Atlas Public Policy Group, the figures still fall short of the initially set targets. This discrepancy underscores the complexity of aligning regulatory goals with consumer preferences and market dynamics. The letter from the EV voice of the customer highlights the practical challenges dealerships face in navigating this evolving landscape, emphasizing the need for a balanced approach to ensure the sustainable growth of the electric vehicle market. In the letter addressed to the President, the group of auto dealers urged a reassessment of the government's electric vehicle mandate, advocating for a more realistic timeline and regulatory clarity. Most importantly, the dealers emphasized the need to grant American consumers the time to be comfortable with the technology and make informed choices about purchasing electric vehicles. This plea underscores the delicate balance between regulatory ambitions and the practical challenges faced by the automotive industry. It highlights the importance of aligning government targets with the pace of technological advancements and consumer acceptance to ensure a smoother transition to an electric future. The electric vehicle EV manufacturing landscape has faced setbacks this year as demand has failed to align with initial projections. Sticker prices that remain beyond the reach of the average American have compelled car companies to pump the brakes on production for models originally intended for a widespread market release. While optimistic speculations once circled around the idea of EVs achieving price parity with internal combustion engine vehicles by 2023, the consensus among experts leans toward a more pragmatic outlook. Most forecasts now anticipate this equivalence to materialize somewhere around 2026, contingent upon the trajectory of certain influential factors. Despite the emergence of several mid-range electric models like the Chevy Bolt, Nissan Leaf and Hyundai Kona EV in recent years, a substantial array of affordable electric models hitting the market may still be 2 to 3 years away. The current landscape prompts companies to re-evaluate their pricing strategies, leading some to slash prices on EVs. However, the key to sustained affordability lies in these companies finding ways to reduce manufacturing costs or acquire the tax credit. The expectation is that over the next few years, as these elements progress, the cost barriers hindering the widespread adoption of electric vehicles will gradually diminish. But who knows? As we navigate the evolving landscape of the automotive industry, President Biden's ambitious push for electric vehicles remains a focal point. While the administration aims to usher in a new era of clean and sustainable transportation, the recent hesitation from major automakers and resistance from the public reflect the challenges in achieving widespread EV adoption. The journey towards an electric future involves not just policy changes, but a delicate balance between innovation, consumer preference, and industry adaptation. As we witness the interplay of these factors, only time will reveal the trajectory of American streets, whether they will be dominated by the hum of combustion engines or the quiet revolution of electric vehicles. That's all from this video. What do you think? Is going full-blown on crippling manufacturers sourcing their products from China a good idea? Comment below, and please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.